Dev, Devin Gronk. What's up, guys? Happy Saturday.
I'm the most muted ever. What's
No,
up?
no, you. Oh, I heard you.
Yeah, you heard me, but I was muted on the stream thing.
Oh, okay. You
No.
wanna run it back real quick?
Oh, dude, we can. Okay. I'm just Vince. This is Gaming Tonic, and I'm joined by.
Devin Gronk. What's up, guys? How's it
Perfect.
going? Happy Saturday.
We were both muted. Oh, first time's the charm, dude. We're working as intended. It's perfect. It's incredible.
Damn straight.
Genuinely built different. But we're glad you're here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. We're gonna get right into it. So, Devin, what have you been up to this week? How you been doing? What's been going on?
This week has been well. I was sick earlier this week. I got like a little bit of a cold going on, so it was a rough start to the week. But once I got rolling again, it was cool. A new Smash character came out, so I played Pyra and Mithra a little bit, and then I did some tier lists on Friday. That was my week.
Very
How
nice,
was
dude.
yeah, it was cool. How was your week?
Insane. Apparently I woke up today and I'm at 800 followers. So,
Yeah,
but I
congrats.
literally just put out the announcement earlier this week that I hit 700 followers also while I was offline. So apparently I will never hit an important stream milestone while I'm actually streaming, but as
Oh
long as
yeah,
I stop streaming, I'll continue to hit important milestones. So I guess the plan is to just never stream again and just, continue to have wild success. But
absolutely.
yeah, it's one of those days, man. My week's been honestly incredible. I mean, it's just the every time I look at the stream, I'm just like things are, you know, they're
Taking
going as
off.
good as they could be. You know what I mean? It's impossible for me to not be a little bit, like dumbstruck, I guess. Like I don't like I keep looking at my situation like how's it gonna get better? And then it gets better and I'm like, all right, screw it, I'm here for it. And
Yeah.
we're starting to see some people file in now, so welcome in everybody. It's good to have you here. We're doing the podcast right now, but it's awesome to have you here. So you said you did a tier list though. Tell us a little bit
Yeah.
about the tier list that
Yeah.
you did. Which ones did you work on, man?
The main one was the fast food tier list.
Mm-hmm.
So most of the time went into that. I had a criteria set up. I called it RAT. It was an acronym that stands for reliability, affordability, and taste. So using those parameters, I tiered everything accordingly and pissed a lot of people off. But what is a tier list without a few angry people?
It's the internet. If people
Yeah,
can angry, they will angry. That's
that's
like the rule of thumb here, you know?
yeah, yeah,
Like the internet's not the same if people aren't mad about stuff. But like um yesterday in particular, because you were asking about my week, dude, it was
yeah, yeah.
yesterday's stream
I
was
heard you had a
insane.
crazy night.
Like it was like 140 subs total, I think, and like somewhere 5,000-6,000 bits, something like that. Like somewhere in that range. And like we were basically doing a shot every 5 subs, and we were already like 6 shots in. We finished Outlast 2 finally, which I started back in October, and I've been waiting to get a chance to
I
do it again.
remember.
And we
Yeah,
finally finished Outlast 2, and we were about 6 shots deep. We swap over to Smite, and then all the subs come in and everything like that. And I got a pentakill, and all
yeah,
this
yeah.
happened over the course of like 5 minutes. Like just like the most like the hype train picture that I posted on Twitter said 1,400% at level 5, and that's the biggest hype train I've seen personally like in my life. And I was just like, what do I even do now? Like, so basically what I did was like, basically, I mean, people who are here can see the bottle, but it's
There it
soju.
is.
I think it's Japanese rice liquor. I think Jason can confirm or deny it for me, but yeah, Erica was around 9 shots in, so I went ahead and just drank the whole bottle
Erica.
because I went ahead and just drank the whole bottle because that was where we were at. It was like there's too many subs. Korean rice wine.
Hurry.
Thank you,
Okay.
thank you.
Yeah.
I'm dumb. Forgive me, but like, I just went ahead and did it because it was too many subs. So that was all the alcohol that we had, and we called it good. But it was an insane night
Did the
last night.
trick though?
It definitely did the trick. That was the most drunk I've been like since before I turned 21.
How
But
are you
like,
feeling this morning? Are you feeling a little
oh, dude, I'm feeling a little bit fuzzy, but I think it might have just been because I was like more up late and then only got like 5 or 6 hours of sleep, I think. But that's
more the sleep than the alcohol?
I hope so, but probably not. I'm feeling it.
You
Like,
just gotta keep telling yourself that.
exactly. Yeah, no, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay.
Everything's fine.
Yeah, yeah, nothing to worry about at all. But like, I did my best to stay up and eat some pizza rolls and drink a bunch of water before I went to bed to kind of try to take the edge off a little bit, but still, it was yeah. Last night was a lot of fun though.
Yeah, that's cool, dude.
I say most of these people know I play Smite, and I was just like struggling to hit auto attacks on like people, minions, anything like buying items, spelling things properly in the item store, that sort of stuff. So it was really fun, man. It was really good.
Vertigo kicking in.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah. So news this week, we got quite a few things on here, man. Quite a few things
Yep,
that have
yep,
been
yep.
happening. So the first thing that I want to talk about, according to David Sanders, who was the last product manager at id Software, according to his LinkedIn page, Doom Eternal made over $450 million in the first 9 months, and that game had no microtransactions. And
That's incredible.
I thought this was newsworthy just because, and this was a Reddit post that mentioned it. I mean, I'm gonna go like search it up on
We
Reddit just to
love
make
Doom.
sure, but
And the
PC
no
gaming Reddit.
microtransactions, that's huge. I mean, we just discussed about how microtransactions affect games and all that, the passion and Doom deserves it. Doom was a very passionate game for sure. That I don't think we ever brought that up during the passion episode, but I
Yeah,
love Doom.
yeah. I mean, both the reboot that came out in 2016 and also Doom Eternal that released in 2020. I mean, those were basically a love letter to the origin of the franchise and to the fans.
Yeah.
Honestly, like you could tell in every single ounce of that game that the developers loved what they were making and what they were working on, and they were going to be proud of it. I mean, everything from the level design to the optimization to the combat to the music. I mean, it just
Music.
it screams we love graphically violent video games and killing demons. And that's what Doom's all about.
They always have. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So, and just to give proper credit, Reddit user I love to please is the one who I_love_2_please to cite our sources was the one who mentioned that and posted it on Reddit.
Game
So
checks out.
yeah, no kidding, and please indeed, we love Doom here. We're big fans, so had to bring that up. The next one, Valheim hit 5 million sales. 5 million.
Damn.
I mean, that's a lot of money.
Valheim. That game came out last month, right? February?
I think so. Yeah. Let's say
I'm not
it's.
100% sure, but
Hold up. Let me check the
that's
store real
that,
quick. I just got it in early access, so
if that's the case, then holy smokes. 5 million in early
February
access?
2nd. It has been
February
just over a
2nd?
month. Just over a month. Yeah.
That's crazy. On an indie survival game, that blows my mind. I think
Yeah.
that shows the power of like content creation, you know? Like just few people picked it up, a lot of people liked it, more people started picking it up, everyone was liking it, like it just spreads like wildfire because of like things platforms like Twitch and YouTube. Very cool.
Yeah. I mean, to give you an idea, obviously outside of the Steam cut, I mean, for some quick maths for anybody who doesn't want to do it, 20 times 5 million is $100 million. That's insane.
That's a lot of money.
That is the paycheck right there
And I
for all the hard work they
believe
put in.
they're another like 5-man team, right? Like it's just it's a small group of devs if I remember correctly. I think I read that somewhere.
5-person team. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, and obviously
okay.
they're hiring up more now. But it says Valheim was built by a 5-person team, but they told PC Gamer they're hiring up more people currently, and that was an article from The Verge on February 22nd. So, man, unbelievable, dude, unbelievable. You know?
Some Among Us type stuff right there.
Yeah, I mean, and that's something that we talked about a lot last week on the like passion
Yeah.
and gaming episode. You know, like these are the people that we're seeing be successful. Is the people who they love video games. You know, they love the genre that they're working in. They believe in themselves. They believe in their team, and they're here to show you why they deserve your money. And a lot of these people do. You know,
Yeah,
that
it
is
pays out.
that is the ticket. I mean, obviously, aside from the Steam cut, I mean, which I think it's like 30% or some 15 to 30%, somewhere in that range. I'll say 10 to 30 because I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I don't know.
but even assuming it's 30%, you know, $70 million split between 5 people, I mean, that they're set, dude.
That's
And that's only what they've made in a month.
mil is underestimated, man. 1 mil, give me 1 mil. I'd be stoked.
And this is in early access.
20 mil? Oh, in 1 month. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in early access.
Because I mean,
So
you know that when games like this release, there's a whole other wave of people who don't buy games in early access just on principle. That are like, oh, this game's full release now with all the content. Now I'll buy it. You know.
yeah, and
So
they'll probably jack the price up a little bit too.
yeah, set it to set it to
Maybe
40.
10. Yeah,
Honestly,
40.
like depends on how much stuff they add. But I mean, if this comes out at $40 with even more content than it's got currently, with how much people are playing it right now, worth. You know, honestly, worth it.
Let's see it. Let's see it.
Realistically, with how good this game is, from what people are telling me, they could have charged $40 for this in early access and probably still done this well with it. But the fact that they did it for 20, I mean that got their foot in the door. And I think a lot more
Yeah,
people were willing to try it and receptive to them as developers because
it
they
was
put it for
cheaper.
20.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep, they did
I
the right
agree.
thing. So Epic Games, owner of shopping mall headquarters now, also
Dude.
just bought Media Tonic, the creators of Fall Guys. Um, I mean, how you feel about this, man?
Epic Games, I feel like they just try to grab anything they can, get their hands on whatever, just so that they can stay relevant. That's how I feel about Epic Games. I like Steam. Steam guy.
So apparently they also did Hateful Boyfriend, which is a game that I've heard of before, but that's the only other game that I recognize from them. That was back in 2011 though, so that's a throwback right there, man. I
That's
mean,
pre Fortnite.
yeah, that was 10 years ago. But again, they weren't associated with Epic Games at the time or anything like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
it is pre Fortnite, which is pretty crazy to think about. Is that how we think about games nowadays? Pre and post Fortnite,
BF
dude.
before Fortnite.
Yeah. So and they also worked with the Coalition to work on Gears Pop, if you remember, like the weird like bobblehead Gears of War game for mobile. It was
I think I remember
it
that.
was pretty terrible. But
Yeah.
still, like they've done a few things that are easily recognizable. Worked with big companies before, so I mean it's not surprising to see them trend in this direction.
Yeah.
Um,
No.
being picked up by Epic Games means probably a ton of financial support, and clearly they've
Yep.
shown that they can make a product a lot of people want. Fall Guys is still pretty popular. It fell off a little bit from launch, like everything does, but I mean it's
Yep.
still a really popular game. I mean,
I think
What's up?
for a game like Fall Guys, that financial support is not needed, but definitely desired because
Yeah,
of their interest. Because they did a lot of when they were announcing skins and stuff. They focused really hard on like collabs with other games or whatever, so that they could get cooler skins in their game. So I think with a little extra money, they might be able to pull out some cool skins.
yeah, dude.
Perhaps that's what I think about. Like I
I
don't
don't,
know.
I don't even want to play Fall Guys right now. Erica was watching Julian from like Jenna and Julian, if you're familiar with Jenna Marbles at all, but
Yeah,
like her boyfriend, whatever, I don't know what his official
I
title
thought
is,
she
what they
quit
are.
YouTube.
She did, but he
Oh,
still
okay,
streams,
got
and
it.
he has a Cuphead um little figure, like the actual Cuphead character is his in-game Fall Guy,
Really?
and I want it.
Yeah,
I,
that's
I don't
really
want to
cool.
play Fall Guys right now. I want my little Cuphead Fall Guy. Like it's so good. It's
I
perfect.
just need the skin.
Yeah, Julian Solomita. I'm praying that I pronounced that right, but we'll see. Who knows? But I mean, even more support from Epic Games. Epic Games has done some of the biggest crossovers for Fortnite specifically out of
Yeah.
any video game ever. I mean,
So
go ahead.
that being said, they could probably bring over some pretty cool crossovers to Fall Guys if
Yeah.
they, maybe they still have rights to certain things or something. I don't know, but that would be cool.
I mean, are you telling me that you don't want to see 60 Avengers Fall Guys? Like just
Just
running through the course, falling over each other and getting hit by things? I would love it.
60 big chin Thani falling.
Is it Thanai? Is that the plural Thanos?
Dude, I don't know.
It,
Thanos doesn't sound right though.
it really doesn't. Yeah, it's definitely Thanai.
Thanosis.
Or
It's like a disease.
conversely, a whole bunch of like just like Travis Scott heads just like running. You know,
Yeah, dude.
that'd be perfect. But
That's
Epic
even better.
Games gonna be Epic Games gonna be buying up devs. This one is kind of a big one to me. I feel like Fall Guys. Oh, thank you as well for the follow, Jinx. Welcome in. It's good to have you here.
Thank you.
Um, I feel like realistically, I mean this is just the start. I could definitely see a world where we see a Bethesda level acquisition by Epic Games at some point.
Yeah,
Which
I could see it too, but I don't know if I want to, you know?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
they
It's
do
kind
got
of
that
like
shopping mall. I
Yeah.
You do a lot with that. There's a lot of manpower in the shopping mall.
I mean, it's kind of like how Tencent kind of has their fingers in everything nowadays. I mean, Tencent has investments in Epic Games. They've got investments in, I mean, so many of the companies over here in the West, and it's kind of scary to think about because they're responsible for some of the biggest, like most predatory mobile games that have released from, and MMO games that have released from the Eastern
Oh,
Hemisphere of gaming. So it'll be interesting to see how the future of gaming looks on a microtransaction standpoint. But I mean, like we said, Doom
I don't
Eternal
know
hitting
about that one.
450 million in 9 months with no
Without micros,
microtransactions. Cherry,
kind of pog, yeah.
that's good stuff right there. Valve canceled the Artifact remake. How you feel?
I don't. It wasn't a big deal to me, honestly.
Same.
Yeah, I don't
Nobody
really
cared.
care.
Valve canceled the Artifact remake, and 15 people were sad about it.
Yeah, maybe
And
that's why they did it. They canceled it because they knew nobody would care.
yeah,
It was
pretty
just
pretty much.
good on. I mean, better than wasting their time. I'm sure there's people out there that wanted that, but I'm good. No thanks.
Yeah, for anyone who's like, what's Artifact? I mean, basically, for anyone who was watching the the conference where Artifact got announced, basically, the whole trailer's happening, and then the Artifact logo appears on the screen, and the crowd's getting all hyped, and they're like, "Oh yeah, oh yeah!" And then it goes a Dota card game, and they were all like, "Oh!" like you could hear it, like audibly groaning, like, and oh man, it was one of the best moments I think I've ever seen outside of the like Xbox One like original console reveal where everybody was disappointed.
The Connect one. Did
Yeah,
you
the
ever see
Connect
the?
one.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
that was so funny.
yeah,
I remember a similar type of reaction. I trying to remember the year. I want to say it was like 2018 E3 where Bethesda did that little flash of the Elder Scrolls 6 or whatever.
yeah.
And then I remember
Was it Elder Scrolls Blades?
yeah, it was Blades. It was
A
like the
mobile
same
game.
thing. Yeah. They're like, this new Elder Scrolls game is coming to your phone. And everyone was all, oh.
Yeah. Oh, dude, or the Diablo Immortal one. Did you see the Diablo Immortal one when that happened?
No, I'm
They were
sure that
like
was bad
Diablo
too.
Immortal coming to mobile phones, and then they were waiting for the audience to clap, and nobody clapped. They paused for applause, and there was none.
That's tough.
Yeah. So Valve is canceling this Artifact remake. It was supposed to be a card game based on Dota, but ended up being way too complicated. Basically, it was designed around the MOBA, so you played like a card game on 3 different boards, and like you would like switch between each board every round, like you were playing 3 different lanes. I think was the idea,
It
and
kind of did that with Elder Scrolls Legends. Did you ever play that one?
I did, yeah, but not
Or
very long. I hated it.
it's like the two you play on two different sides or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, very weird.
Even that was too weird. Could you imagine 3? Who wants
Yeah, no
that?
thanks.
Who's asking for this? No one.
Nobody. That's why it
Eh,
got canceled.
Yeah, clearly. And they made all the card sets free, I think, is what they said. And it was able to hit 400 concurrent players on Steam with everything available to everybody for free. So good job, Artifact. Thank you for your service. We
Yeah.
appreciate you.
Adios.
Rust is coming to console.
Pog.
Cool.
I mean, yeah, it's news. I'm not on console, so it's not a big deal to me. I have Rust on my PC if I want to play it, but for any console people out there, might be able to get in on some Rust if that's your jam.
Personally, I'm a fan because I think their only option up until this point has been whatever terrible port of Ark got released on console was. Like whatever awful Arc port that runs at like 20 frames
Yeah,
per second when it's running properly
it's
got released
gnarly.
on console.
I've watched my brothers play it, and it's just like I don't understand how they even continue to try and play Ark on console. It's brutal.
And then yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. It's like, oh yeah, we get to hop on a dinosaur blue screen, because your console is just buckling under the unoptimization. But yeah, Rust is coming to console, and more choice for more players sounds good to me. Honestly,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
exclusivity sucks across the board. I don't like it, and I like that we're seeing more things like this start to happen. And I like that consoles now, at least with the new consoles, are starting to kind of get closer to the mid-range PC area.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
even when the last generation of consoles came out, they already felt a little bit outdated compared to PC hardware. I would say they were more equivalent to a like mid-low end PC than a mid-end, than a middle grade PC.
Right.
And at that point, developers were like, we really can't release our stuff on console. It would just be too much like hassle, honestly,
But now
like
we're
to do
getting
both.
there.
So
Pretty
yeah,
cool.
yeah, it's exciting to
Uh,
see.
we didn't get any release date on that, by the way. That's just
Hmm.
they dropped a trailer and there was no release, but it said coming soon. So hopefully soon.
Hopefully, who knows? We'll see what
Yeah,
happens.
who knows what that means.
So this last bit stings a lot, but Google paid 20 million for Ubisoft ports on Stadia. I mean, reportedly paid 20 million for Ubisoft ports on Stadia. I mean, this sounds insane to me.
Sounds like a dump of $20 million.
Yeah, I mean, well, however much they dumped on Stadia in general already,
Yeah.
and then on top of that, you see that they paid that much for Ubisoft ports. I mean, and this one comes as a shock to me specifically because, and this article was from GameIndustry.biz, by the way, but I double checked just to make sure because I could have sworn that Ubisoft was still releasing games for the Wii, and the last game to come out on the Wii was Just Dance 2020 from Ubisoft, and that was in 2020. Ubisoft is releasing games for a console that is that old, and Google had to pay them $20 million to convince them to release Ubisoft games on the Stadia.
Ubisoft just got away with like the greatest plan in history. They just bamboozled Google.
They really did.
The internet rulers have been bamboozled by Ubisoft.
Yeah, they got absolutely bungled on this one.
How about $20 million? Google was like, yes, that's fine.
Yeah,
That's good.
I can't believe it, man. And Stadia is one of the biggest gaming flops that we've seen in a long time. I would even say that Stadia was less of a success than the Wii U, honestly. Like it was that bad. Like we're talking Ouya levels of disaster. If you remember the Ouya.
Ouya.
Yeah, the Ouya was. I think that's how you pronounce it. Was Ouya?
I would have. Yeah, I would have pronounced it Ouya.
I say it was Ouya, and it was an Android-based gaming console.
Uva maybe.
Who knows, dude? Who knows? It was equally awful.
It doesn't matter. That thing is dead in the ground.
Exactly. Yeah, and Stadia is well on its way. I think that we're a long way off from game streaming like that being the most viable way to play multiplayer games. And multiplayer games have the biggest audience, like it or not. So, Stadia, you're on the way. You're heading the right direction, but no,
maybe a little too ahead of your time. Just a little bit.
Yeah, most definitely. And yes, we did get a new emote. I'm Sniper Killer, so enjoy that, subs. It's out there. It's quite nice.
It's a great emote for anyone listening. It's wonderful. You have to come to the channel to see it, though.
Yeah. So, speaking of Stadia, this leads us perfectly into our topic for today: subscription game services. And I'm excited to talk to you about this one. We talked a little bit before the show, but I mean, the first thing I said was, I'm glad to talk to you about this because I love the subscription-based game services, and you don't subscribe to any, to my knowledge. Like
I'm still subbed to WoW, but like I haven't played it in a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll get there.
So, do you currently subscribe to any subscription game services? We're there.
Yeah, World of Warcraft.
And you don't play it?
Barely. I mean, yeah, I might as well just say I don't play it. I get on like every once in a while. I'm trying to think if there's any others right now. That's probably about it. Wow. What about you? Maybe you can jog my memory here.
So, I mean, I know of most of them, I feel like. I mean, there's the Nintendo Switch Online service, which does technically allow access to free games, as well as allow you to play games online. So that's a subscription service. PlayStation Plus, Xbox Ultimate, which will just include everything in Xbox Ultimate. I'm only subscribed to Xbox Game Pass for PC because I don't have an Xbox console. I don't need to pay for my internet when I already pay for internet. So I've Game Pass for PC. There's Ubisoft Play, I think is what they're calling it now. It used to be Ubisoft Plus, $15 a month for access to all of the Ubisoft library and games as they release. There's EA Play, which is on Steam now, which is really cool. and
Do you
is
have
actually
these, or are you just listing them?
just listing them for you,
Oh,
just in case you
okay. I
have
was
one
like,
and you forgot about it. World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy 14, even the Google like App Store has a Google Play Pass where you can get a curated list of Android games for free. Those are the biggest ones that stand out to me. I'm sure RuneScape has a subscription too, and Elder Scrolls Online, and any MMORPG game. But I think
I
that we,
think out of all of the ones you listed, I would just say WoW and Nintendo Online. I
okay,
still I did have PlayStation Plus for a while too, but that was more so just because like I have to because I want to play online.
yeah, I feel,
'Cause
yeah.
so I mean, they kind of put you into a corner with that one nowadays.
Yeah, most definitely. The ones that I subscribe to currently is Xbox Game Pass for PC. I just started up my Final Fantasy 14 sub again because, like, Shori and a bunch of other people said that they'd been playing it and they were like, "Yo, you should try it with us." And I'm like, "Screw it, why not?" You know, I want to have a little
Really?
bit of extra free time, anyways.
I
Let's do
didn't know
it.
you did that.
Yeah. I've had the game for a while and I've tried to play it like 15 times and I've failed at playing it every single time. So hopefully having friends that I actually like playing the game will help me a lot. But we'll see. Surprise, surprise.
It always
Multiplayer
helps.
games are better with other people.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I said that always helps,
Yeah.
playing with friends. That's a big one for me.
Most definitely. But I would say my favorite one is probably Xbox Game Pass for PC. I mean, just there's always games coming out on there, just on a regular basis, and like brand new games. Anytime a first party Xbox game gets released, it's on Game Pass for PC. I mean, and their list is constantly just growing and growing and growing of games that they're releasing. One game that I'd been waiting to buy for a long time until it hit a sale price I wanted was Code Vein, and they just added that onto Game Pass for PC. And that one I was really excited to play. But I mean, just recently, I mean, Dirt 5 is on there, Code Vein, Final Fantasy 12. You know, those were some of
Game
the
Pass is funny. Like I feel like whenever somebody says I want this game on Game Pass, it goes on Game Pass soonly after that. Like always.
yeah,
You're
no
just like,
kidding.
"Oh, that would be fun." And then somebody just is like, "Oh, that's on Game Pass." I hear Game Pass about Game Pass a lot because I don't have it and everybody always wants me to get it. So, out of
Yeah,
principle, I don't buy it, obviously.
yeah. But I mean, the funny thing is the amount of times that I told my friends, I'm like, you should probably pick up Game Pass for PC, and they're like, why? Why would I? I already bought all these games, and I'm like, yeah, but how much did you pay for those games? Like a lot of the games
Yeah.
that you just bought, you spent like $30 to $60 on each of these games, and you bought like 15 games over the last 3 months when you could have
I
just
do
paid
not deny the
$10 a
validity.
month for all
Yeah,
those
yeah.
games and more games. Like,
I
yeah,
think I think Game Pass is pog. I
yeah.
think it's great. I play devil's advocate with it.
Hate it because they like it.
Yeah, yeah, precisely.
I feel. But yeah, I do definitely subscribe to a few subscription game services, and then I think I just actually recently canceled my WoW subscription, just because I don't want to be subscribed to more than one MMORPG at a time. It's
Yeah, I
just
need to remember to do that.
too much responsibility, and I think that that's something that like people count on when they set up subscription services like this. World of
Yeah.
Warcraft being $15, I wouldn't say so as much because I think you notice purchases like that, but EA Play is $5 a month.
Really?
And that is something that I think that they will expect people to subscribe to and forget about
Yeah.
because it's five
$5
dollars a
a
month.
month?
Like you're
I
not going to
mean,
notice that as much on your bank statement as you would like
yeah,
15 or
definitely not.
20. You know,
Right. Right,
so
right.
I think that that's what a lot of these things kind of rely on, and a lot of games actually have like subscription services to buy currency to the game. Yeah, that
Gross.
one got me, dude.
That's
It was a game
gross.
from. Oh, I'm trying to think. I think it was Area Games made the game. It's not on. I don't think it was on Steam. Was it Project Blackout? There was a recent like FPS Iron Sight. That's what it was.
Iron Sight.
Iron Sight. Yeah, that game. You can like subscribe to get currency to the game, and you get a discount on the currency if you set up a subscription. But then you have to like jump through hoops to cancel it.
That's cringe,
They make it
dude.
intentionally difficult to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I hate when when you get they'll offer you free subscriptions for like the first month or first 3 months or whatever,
Yeah.
and then you go to like remove your payment method so that it doesn't bill you afterwards
Yeah.
and it cancels it for like the rest of the time. I'm pretty sure Amazon Prime does that, and I think that's like the grimiest thing ever.
Yeah.
They're like, you need to remember to remove this like the day of or whatever, or else we're just gonna bill you for it afterwards.
And it's like, how much
That's why
money are
they
you
do the
already
3 months.
making, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Like, let me just take my card off just in case I forget, and if I really wanna come back that bad, I'll remember. Like,
yeah. And the funny
yeah.
thing is that they say, "Oh, hey, we'll send you a reminder to cancel it 3 days before." You can pick that as an option to get a reminder. It's like,
And they
"Oh,
bury it in emails. It's
yeah,
just like
exactly. Exactly. Here's
it
your
goes in my
reminder."
spam folder.
And,
Yeah.
and then here's 16 more emails about new deals with Amazon Prime to
Yeah.
go right after it, just in case, because we don't want to take the chance that you'll remember to cancel our service. But yeah, yeah. So
I'm kinda pog though, in Prime's defense. I like Prime.
yeah.
It saves money, and you can subscribe to your favorite streamers for free.
Okay, so I'm a little bit confused here because you just said you like Amazon Prime, you vibe with Amazon Prime, but the
Yeah,
reason
yeah.
that you don't want Game Pass is because everybody gets Game Pass.
Amazon Prime is different, okay? It's good. It's deeper than just games. It's
It's more
home
popular,
goods.
that's for sure.
You can buy anything. I could buy groceries.
That's true.
It's a universal tool.
Man, okay, fair
Call me
enough.
on my
I had to ask, man. I had to ask. I've been advocating for Game Pass for so long because there's so many good games on there, but I
one
was
day I'll
like,
do it
man,
and
that's a
we'll
head
throw
scratcher.
yeah, we'll throw some type of party when I buy Game Pass.
Just go through and play every single co-op game on there that we can,
Yeah,
or
we'll
something.
create like a grub style list of just 5-year backlog.
Oh, Sir Wiggle said, I think that it happens because when you cancel Amazon Prime when unused, it will refund the based on the remaining time. I have no idea if that's accurate. So if you say it's accurate, that's good enough for me, Sir Wiggles. I say I'm not certain on that.
Or you could
Say
just let me take my card off and we could skip all the BS.
yeah, no kidding. I say just like every other subscription service, once you pay for it, you have it for the rest of the month. You know.
Yeah.
So it feels weird. It feels weird. You know. It honestly, even if they refund it, you know, they're counting on you to just forget about renewing it. Even if they
They
send
are.
you a notification. Like that's the
Why
goal.
when they do the free stuff, like I'm pretty sure I don't is Amazon the one that does the free 3 months for your first time?
I have
Or is
no
it
idea.
there
I have no
a
clue.
lot of them will do the 3-month one so that you forget. Like that 3 months is a long time to have something for free and then have it get like slammed in your face later, you know what I mean? Like
No kidding.
when it's one free month, a little more understandable. Like that's it's only 4 weeks, but I don't know, man. They're trying to bamboozle us.
3 months is definitely long enough to get comfortable having something and forget
Yeah,
that you don't, you know, that you didn't used to live without this.
you
You
can build
know,
habits in 14 days.
3 months of habit building around Amazon Prime
Yeah,
that makes every aspect of your life easier. Oh gosh, that's not good. That's not good at
it's
all,
not
dude.
good.
I've been crippled by 2 day delivery. Every time I have to buy something from anywhere else, I'm like, oh gosh, why would I, peasants?
Yeah, anytime
Like,
I can't get free next day Prime delivery, I just throw a fit.
yeah,
Honestly,
yeah.
that's the true reason I hold on to Amazon Prime.
Even farther now that it's next day delivery. I mean, they got an Amazon shop in every single city in the world at this point. It's crazy. Or not a shop, a
It,
warehouse.
well, yeah, yeah, it is crazy. Over here, have you ever seen those like lockers that they have where you can get like I have a 7-Eleven pretty close to my house
Mhm.
and in the 7-Eleven there's Amazon lockers. So like if you it's basically like a PO box for your
What?
Amazon orders. Yeah, you could just send shit to like 7-Eleven and
That's
pick it up there.
amazing. I can go get a slushie at the same time?
Yeah. Yeah, you could.
Bro,
Get some really weird goods sent to 7-Eleven.
what a trip, dude.
Sounds like some shady business to me, honestly, but that's that's going off topic.
Yeah. Sir Wiggles said, reminds me of a few years back when I didn't pay for Spotify for a whole year, just made new emails for the free trial. Yep. That's a pretty
I
common
was there.
practice with subscription
Yeah.
services specifically. Most definitely, Sir Wiggles. I feel like I've seen a lot of people do that, um, especially with the TV services too.
Oh
Netflix,
yeah.
Hulu, HBO Max. The HBO Max one kind of gets me though, because it's only like a 1 week trial, I think. Theirs is really short.
I've done the Hulu one a few times, I'm not gonna lie.
What for? What were you trying to watch?
Anime, they got good anime on
Mm.
Hulu. But yeah, no, I would never do that to Amazon. I would never.
Have you heard about my friend Crunchyroll with AdBlock?
No.
You may
Well,
no longer need a free
Hulu got
trial.
some cool there was something that I really wanted to watch that I got Hulu. I think it was Tokyo Ghoul. I wanted to watch
Mm,
Tokyo Ghoul really bad. I don't think that was on Crunchyroll, and that's when the Hulu addiction began.
fair
And now
enough.
I just watch everything on there.
Yeah. Kina said, "Me, a Norwegian, waiting at least 2 weeks for anything I buy online." Yeah, and see, that's what's such a trip to me is like how quickly the Amazon delivery thing has sprung up over the last few years. You know,
Yeah.
like they've basically like just conjured up this delivery service that is. I mean, I know that like the post office delivers some of the packages and stuff like that, like the last like few miles of delivery if they're like driving them to the house. But now even Amazon has their own drivers like and stuff like that going places and doing things. So they have like built all of this over the last like few years. And it's insane.
Yeah.
Obviously they're making money hand over fist so they can't afford to just like pay for all of it. But I mean, how quickly this
Amazon the
has sprung up and taken over in America is kind of unbelievable.
yeah, they're the new empire, man. The Rockefellers.
So we know that Amazon is making all this money. We know that Amazon is getting into video games. Would you see a subscription service, in your opinion, similar to Game Pass or, anything like that, coming from Amazon in the future, assuming their studios get big enough and they can actually make games that are successful at any point?
I mean, yeah, why not? Dude, honestly, like Amazon, they have their toes and fingies dipped in so many different at things right now. Like I could see Amazon doing anything they wanted, really. Like what's stopping them? Maybe one day
Just go
if they
buy
can get
just go buy Ubisoft.
yeah. I think what stifles them right now as far as like gaming's concerned is just like Amazon just feels like a giant corporation, man, like which they are. So
Yeah.
like that there's no passion.
Yeah.
Where's the passion at? You don't have it. They would have to buy some studio that had passion and then make a game. That I think that's the most likely outcome.
Most definitely. So, do you like or dislike subscription game services? How do you feel?
I like them. I think they're cool. Like as much as I say as much as much as I'm against buying Game Pass, I actually think Game Pass is very cool. Like don't get me wrong. I'm just weird, okay? I just don't buy it to not buy it. It's actually like really sick. I think subscription services like that are cool, but when you start throwing in like the shady practices, like making it free for 3 months so people forget and not letting them remove their cards and stuff, that's when it's like not cool. But
Most definitely.
how about you?
Dude, I love them, man. I can't get
Yeah.
enough. Like this is how I buy games now. Honestly, like for any game that's on any of these subscription services, like I'm either waiting for something that I think will hit Game Pass to hit Game Pass because it's probably going to, like Code Vein did. Code Vein I didn't expect. I thought I was going to have to get that one on sale, but like I'm just pretty much at a point where I'm like, hey, new Ubisoft game coming out. I'll pay $15 and subscribe to Uplay Plus for a month or whatever it's called now. It
Yeah.
might just be called Ubisoft Play, I think, is what they're calling it. But subscribe to that for a month, pay only $15, finish the game before the month is up, and call it good. Didn't have to pay $60 for a new game.
That's some big brain stuff right there.
You know?
Like
Yeah, exactly. And like
absolutely.
And like EA Play has or had I don't know if they still do. I haven't subscribed to the premium one in a long time, but they had a premium service that's also $15 a month that included games on release. And the Ubisoft one, you get those games on release day. Like as soon as it comes out, you get the like biggest edition of that game, I think.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I don't know if every game gives the gold edition, but most of them do. Like
Really?
the flagship titles might not, like Assassin's Creed, I think did not. But like later on, they'll include the gold edition with Uplay Plus as well. So if you wait a little while and play it later, you can get it with the
Yeah.
DLC that released for the game. So
I like that comment in chat. I
which
don't
one?
wanna butcher the name. The most recent one. Is it
Kinasu.
Kinasu? Okay. They said, "I would argue that subscription Game Passes really depend on the type of a gamer one is. I personally get really addicted to one game for a while and then only play that game. So for me, I feel like it wouldn't be as effective." And I think I agree with that. Like if you're the type of person that gets really stuck on one game and like then I think game passes might not be it for you or subscription based services might not be it for you because you're gonna on the gaming side of things you're gonna get all you want out of one game anyways.
Yeah.
Granted, the value is still there for the monthly, but like it could if you're playing for a long time. It could accumulate if you're just playing that one game.
I actually think that's a really good point too. You know,
Mhm.
and like speaking specifically to someone who was on the show last week, Grub Plays, he's been playing The Witcher for like
Yeah,
what, a month now,
probably even
maybe
longer,
more, month and a half.
something like that.
I mean, and that has been the only game he's been playing every single time he's been live, outside of a little bit of Call of Duty League here and there. Is that what they're calling it? The ranked, whatever the ranked mode is. I saw him doing some of that on stream too. But like, that has been all he's been playing. So if you're playing a game of that size in the subscription service, you know, like Dragon Age Inquisition or Dragon Age Origins, both of those are included on EA Play. Man,
Yeah,
to just sit down and play one of those games, you know, and he's streaming these games. So it's like he has a few hours every day dedicated to The Witcher. You know,
right.
that's a lot more time than most people get to play. So if you sit down and just play one game every day that's that size or that length or a multiplayer game or something like that for a long stretch of time, then I mean you're paying multiple times over to play that one game. And I agree. I don't think that's worth it. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like there's definitely a line in the sand for, you know, people who are going to get, you know, just hooked on one single game and call it good. But for someone like me, like I will,
Prove it. Yeah.
yeah, I
Why
sit
not?
down, I will download a game, I will play the heck out of that game for like 30 hours, you know, and
Yeah.
uninstall it. You know,
I'm like that too. I get bored real easy.
yeah, sometimes it'll be 10 hours, you know, and I'll be like, this was really fun, and I'll never play it again. Like,
Just leave it with that memory, you know?
yeah, exactly.
No,
Yeah, like leave it, you know, happy thoughts, a good thought. It was a fun game, call it good, you
we're
know.
gone.
And then, but for me, like having a subscription service like this, where there's so many games constantly fluctuating through these lists, like it's easy for me to sit down and go, okay, I'll pay $5 and get to play all the EA games this, you know, this month,
Yeah.
and just like go through all of them and just like play ones that I played before that I want to just get a taste for again, or play a new one that they added that I didn't get to play last time. And like a couple months after they come out on release, games, I would say probably like 4-ish months is about the time frame for EA games, when they leave the premium service and go to the $5 service, and it's $30 a year, $5 a month for EA Play. And I think this is an incredible deal personally, because I mean, the new Star Wars Squadrons game that just came out, like got added on there like a month ago.
Really.
Yeah, so you can pay $5 right now instead of 40 or whatever it was, and go play Star Wars Squadrons for a month.
So with a little bit of patience,
Yeah,
you can play those new games. So what'd you say? Three months after release?
it's usually like I would say 2 to 6 months depending on the game. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, I
That's
think
not
depending on
bad.
how
I
popular it
mean,
was.
if you really wanna wait that long, why not? $5?
Yeah, exactly.
That's
$5 is a steal to go play those
yeah.
EA games. And I mean, that includes the entire backlog of EA games too. So you got all the Mass Effects, you got all the Dead Space games, you got all the Dragon Age games, you got all the, you know, sports games.
You can play all those while you're waiting for the 2 to 6 months to be over.
Yeah.
Fog.
Clown Tragedy said, my only beef with some types of game subscriptions is when, like on consoles, you have to pay to play multiplayer online games. The ones especially ones you already paid $60 full price for, they're not expensive but feel silly. I think that the console internet subscription stuff is the most silly.
Back. Yeah.
You know, like
I was gonna say the same thing.
specifically because a lot of the online servers that you play on, I mean, they're hosted by the companies that make the game, not PlayStation themselves. You already pay for your internet, and then the people who make the games host the games on their servers.
They're middlemaning you.
Yeah,
It's blatantly you know, a cash grab, but it's an incentive to buy their service that nobody would probably buy otherwise.
yeah. It's like going to a charity auction, you know, where you're expecting to pay a little bit more for your dinner because it's for the kids and stuff, but it's not for the kids. It's for a greedy corporation.
Yep.
And that's messed up. Like it really is. Like I think it's good that these companies have started giving a couple of free games a month and stuff like that for the subscription service or whatever. But like $60 a year to be able to use your own internet to play games you already bought
Thank
sucks.
you. Thank you, Sony. Thank you, Microsoft.
Yeah. And I mean, well, it's thank you Microsoft first, unfortunately, because they were the originators of the monthly paid internet
Yeah.
service.
I had
And
it backwards in my head. I forgot. I thought the PlayStation was the one, but they had it free for on PS3, right?
yep, they did. And then they followed suit behind Microsoft.
Oh, it's dirty. God dang it, man.
Yeah. Which I mean, and that again, it feels bad. And Sir Wiggle said Xbox kind of fixed it, kind of fixed with Ultimate gives you Xbox Live Game Pass and Game Pass for PC for 15 a month. Yeah, so you're getting more value, sure. Like you're definitely getting more value, but at the same time, why are you paying anything to use your internet that you already pay for?
That's the big thing for me is just paying to use your internet. Dumb.
Like if someone is punching you in the face with their fist, it sucks. If they
Yeah.
put on a boxing glove and punch you in the face with their fist, it sucks less, but you're still getting punched in the face. That's how I see it. You know?
Glove is the free games you get, and
Pretty
then
much. Pretty much. It's there to cushion the blow and nothing else. I
yep.
mean, these are games that Microsoft already paid for, or brokered deals with, these publishers to have their games on Game Pass for PC. And the Xbox list of Game Pass games is incredible, honestly. It really is. Like it puts the PC one to shame. But still though, the fact that you have to pay for Xbox Live and PlayStation Online or whatever, and even PlayStation tried to do something similar with the PlayStation Plus Gold Collection or whatever, which is like a big list of PS4 games that you can play on your PS5. It's like 20 free
Eh,
games or something that they included. Cool, but it still
I'm all
sucks.
right. I'm all right.
Yeah.
Thanks, but no thanks.
So, what subscription service do you think is the best one?
I mean, ironically enough, I think I've heard too many good things about Game Pass for it to not be like the one I think I would recommend to everybody. I hear just heater after heater getting released on Game Pass. And anytime I'm like, "Hey, we should," anytime I go to Vince and ask him, like, about a game, he's like, "Yes, this is on Game Pass." Like, I just feel like that comes up so much. Yeah, I would go with Game Pass.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I could not agree more. Like I I usually give you a chance to ask me this question back, but we have the same answer, man. I mean, I think Game Pass for PC is the best value in gaming. I mean,
Yeah,
there's arguments to be made for the EA one only because it's $30 for a whole year. But
that's cool. But EA, you know?
EA, and they're not adding games nearly as frequently as Game Pass is.
Or I feel like the games on Game Pass are just far cooler. They're just better games on there too. Like EA's got a few gems, but I don't know. The Game Pass is just I can't escape it. It comes up everywhere. That's why I won't buy it because I feel like it's destined and I can't follow that destiny. I can only follow the destiny that Amazon sets for me.
Yeah. Well, something I want to mention. Teddy in the chat said Ubisoft hands down, and I'm curious why. I think that the reason that Ubisoft gets brought into the equation here is because I feel like Ubisoft probably releases the most games regularly for their subscription service, like new release games. Xbox Game Pass for PC releases games that have already come out a while ago and that a lot of people have already probably played onto the service pretty frequently. But um, I feel like Ubisoft has the most regular new releases, and new releases immediately go onto the Ubisoft platform.
Mhm.
So that's pretty good. Um, and Teddy said, but with Ubisoft, you get access to all their games and the ultimate editions of those games. Yeah, we did mention that it comes with the gold edition too, which I know that Game Pass actually does not. So like Forza Horizon 4, you don't get the complete edition of Forza Horizon 4 with the Game Pass. You only get the base edition. So you have to buy the DLC still for your subscription game if you want it. Kinasu said Amazon owns Dev, and I think blink twice if you're being held captive.
I was sitting there blinking at him.
Oh, not like this. So, which subscription service? What's up?
I said, "Just kidding." They're listening, man. They
Yeah, yeah.
Amazon's here. They're here
Amazon
right now.
owns Twitch, guys. We can't badmouth them here. Not like this.
Great. They're wonderful.
So, what subscription game service do you think is the worst one?
Um, I'd probably say, man, I don't even think about the bad ones because I would just never even consider it. Probably, I, dude, doesn't like Origin have one or something? I, d-
That's
I
EA
feel like
Play.
is okay. Never mind.
Yeah, but it's also on Steam now.
There was one you mentioned. How about you go first? Because there was one you said that was I had loaded.
Oh,
Trying to
okay.
think.
Well, it was the I mean I would have to say hands down that Area Games one for Iron Sight, where you can subscribe to pay for their in-game currency every
That's
month,
pretty dog.
and then you have to
That's
like jump through hoops to cancel it. Like it's awful, dude. It's really awful. It is one of the worst I think that I have ever seen. Just because you're literally only subscribing to be able to have their in-game currency. That's it.
it's like
Like
kind of pay to win too. Like
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it does give you an in-game advantage if you buy their currency to buy their weapons or whatever. So it sucks. Like that's the lamest thing ever. Like it's the worst variety of subscription service. I think that like a close second would probably have to be, and this one I just thought of right now. Teddy said PlayStation Now.
oh, oh. Yeah, that one I might agree with that one because have you tried PS Now?
Yes, it's awful.
My god. I was so stoked to play it because I really like the Sly Cooper games, and I was really pumped to play them. And then I played it, and it was I'm rubber banding while I'm playing Sly Cooper. What kind of it's just no, no, thank you. I got it for free, I think, though. To be fair, so
I think even worse than that, one of the worst things about PlayStation Now is the subscription cost.
what is it's
What
like? Is it
It's
$20?
$20 a month, 45 every 3 months, or $100 a year.
Oh, what is that? 100 a year? I'd
They're
rather buy
under.
a PS2 off of off of eBay and buy the games.
Isn't Amazon Prime like 120 a year?
Yeah, but Emma, you could do anything with Amazon Prime. That's
Yeah, but I mean, PlayStation looked at PlayStation Now, their terrible game streaming service, and said, "We think this is worth $20 less than everything Amazon Prime gives you every year."
then the whole world that Amazon can offer.
Like,
Play our
how
retro games, please.
how do they think that's okay? It's ridiculous. It
It's
really
just
is.
money. They want money.
Yeah.
Corporation things.
Yeah. And I mean,
Well,
yeah, Teddy said in there, or sorry, Sir Wiggle said it in the chat. Free shipping makes Prime pay for itself if you use it enough. You know, there's
I-
there is nothing that makes PS Now worth it if you use it enough.
there's no
It's
long-term gain at all.
it's just terrible.
Not even
Um,
any like instantaneous gain. It's actually just through and through a terrible service.
it really
I
is.
can, and I'll say it. Sony has no power over me here.
Yeah, most
Me, my
definitely.
Amazon overlords.
Like, and one other thing that Sir Wiggles mentioned also was that Humble has a subscription service. Have you ever subscribed to like Humble Choice, Humble Bundle? What was
Nah.
it? Humble Bundle Monthly, I think is what it used to be called.
Yeah, no, I've never.
Dude, like Humble Choice is actually kind of cool. And proceeds do still go to charity somewhat, I believe. But eh, I mean,
Yeah. Eh.
eh. Like the best that the Humble Bundle Monthly ever was back before they got acquired by IGN. As soon as they got bought out by IGN, a whole bunch of stuff just started to like kind of slowly float downwards, and that kind of sucks,
Do you remember
honestly.
when IGN was actually like kind of cool and reliable?
And then they just turned into what, like Kotaku 2.0.
Yeah, it was
Um,
awful.
yeah, yeah, I do remember. When it
I
was a
rem-
gaming website, those were the
yeah, it had
days.
blog. It was,
Yo,
I missed IGN. You just unlocked a memory for me.
no kidding, dude. Yo, thank you, Stinky Pinky, as well for the follow. It's awesome to have you here.
Thank you.
But what game, sorry, what kind of benefits do you think subscription game services should include? If we're talking about just in general, is there anything that you would like to see more from subscription game services that you haven't seen currently?
I think I would like to see maybe better like pricing. I think some of them go a little overkill with the pricing. Specifically PS Now. That one's pretty terrible. I
Realistically, $5
go
a
ahead.
month for PS Now? Okay.
I would do that. That's not bad. Yeah. I think a lot of the subscription services that fall short purely because like the pricing is just not worth what they're providing. Like because I might be able to look past some of the the streaming issues from PS Now if it was $5 a month and I could play really cool old games. But yeah, that I think that would be one of the things they should include better pricing.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more, honestly. Like, and I think that a lot of these subscription services, one thing that I would love to see is see a lot of them start teaming up more and like just including
That would be
games
cool.
in other services. And this is something that we've seen now with Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. I believe on console now EA Play is actually included. So the whole EA Play library, if you have Game Pass Ultimate, you you get included in you get that included in your Game Pass subscription. Sorry, you get EA Play included in your Game Pass
Yeah.
subscription. So you get all the sports games, you get the Star Wars games, you get the Dragon Age games, all that. But it's only on console. It's supposed to be coming to Steam later this year, is what they were saying. It was supposed to be early 2021, but got delayed for some reason. Not sure why.
What
Not
if
sure why.
one day we just get like a mega subscription service that's just I guess Amazon's well on its way to doing this, like just combining a bunch of different things and having all of the services in one. Pog.
Dude, I mean, if anybody could do it, Amazon has the money.
Yeah, I think they're trying to do it. They're trying to take over the world, man.
Like, realistically, I mean, I actually, now that I think about it, I could see that being a way more likely option than them, continuing to struggle to develop their own games and failing miserably over and over again. I mean, Crucible already launched and died over the course of like 6 months, which sucked. New World was supposed to launch like a year ago, almost 2 years ago now, and is still like going through betas and all that stuff and going through testing and trying to improve itself, which good for pushing it back. They've got the money to push it back, push it back. In due time it'll come out and hopefully be something worth playing. But it's been looking like disastrous recently. And if they push it back too far, then they're going to have to compete with Ashes of Creation, and they're not going to want to do that because that game looks
Mhm.
incredible. I mean, that game looks
Yeah,
like an MMORPG that everybody wants to play. You know,
excited for that.
same, same. I mean,
Ooh-wee.
any new blood on the scene in the MMO front is exciting to me, but not New World.
Mhm.
you know, like as somebody who loves MMORPG games and has played like almost every single one that's come out, just because I like that genre, I don't want to play New World. It just feels so like devoid and barren of anything that like interests me at all, and that sucks. And I'm like, Amazon subscription service, okay, included in Amazon Prime. It's a curated list of games, kind of like Game Pass. You can download them onto your computer or whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
and play them. I think that checks out. They have the money to go around to these publishers and be like, "Hey, put your stuff on our service," and you know that it's going to
Yeah.
get traction because it's Amazon.
Well, what like they kind of almost do that already with like Prime Gaming, I feel like, but
Yeah,
it's just like it's
the games kind of
most of the
suck.
stuff. Yeah, yeah, most of the stuff they put on there is kind of whack. But if they maybe acquired other subscription services by buying them out or like collaborating or something, I think that could be huge.
Yeah. Um, So Wiggles the Biggles said, I use a site with a subscription to read ebooks online. You get credits that allow you to own a book, something like that. It would be nice for a gaming subscription. Like if you use this service enough, you would get tokens that would allow you to eventually buy games for full price. That's kind of interesting. If you're
Yeah,
already
like
subscribing, you know, you're already
mm,
paying them money. So they give you things like kind of like Nintendo Gold points, that you get
yeah,
for purchasing the games anyways. It's similar to that, but you just get, maybe if they just gave you a certain number of tokens every month with your subscription, maybe like $2 worth of tokens every month with your sub, and then the more that you use this service, the more tokens you got too. That'd be kind of cool.
I like that. That is great idea.
I mean, personally, I'm a fan of reward systems like that in games, rewarding you for coming back, rewarding you for using the service, because a lot of these companies, they're trying to build loyalty and they're trying to build fans. They want you to continue to spend money on them. And I think that
Mhm.
one of the best ways to do that is to encourage that kind of behavior. Do things
Yeah,
for
those
the customer that make them feel valued.
the Nintendo Gold points, those are hype, man. I actually just used a bunch of those, and I saved $20 on a $60 game.
Yeah. And you didn't even have to think about it. You just got them.
Oh, I just got it, yeah. It just happened.
The Green Bus said, I don't know, I'm tired of devs blowing smoke up my ass. I refuse to buy anything until they get their shit straight. And, like,
We touched on this a lot
we did.
in the passion episode.
The problem with that mentality specifically is there are too many people who are more than happy to just, get screwed every single time a new game releases in a broken state because they're so starved for anything new.
Yeah, they want that smoke pumped up their you know?
Exactly.
It it we unless there's a mass boycott, there's no shot.
Yeah. It's it's unfortunate because like the whole mentality of that is kind of toxic if I'm being honest. Like the
Yeah.
idea that like, oh, one voice won't matter because there's too many other voices that are saying something different, you know? Even if the saying something different is saying nothing. There's too many people out there who are just content to silently get screwed over every game release and will continue to buy these things because they're casual and they don't care. But meanwhile, all the people who are passionate, you know, the vocal minority comes out here and they're like, "Oh, why would you do this? I'm not going to buy your game anymore." And the company's like, "So what? We don't care if you bought our game. We just made 500 million off of the new Call of Duty release."
Yep.
Because why not? You know? And it sucks. It sucks. It
Yeah,
really does.
we it it is what it is. Indie's gonna have to save us. That's what I'm shooting for here.
So, in your opinion, do you think that subscription services are the future of gaming?
Uh yes and no. I don't think like buying a game individually is ever gonna be a thing that goes away. But like I also could see subscription service. I feel like they're on the beginning of their life, you know? Like we've seen a a multitude of subscription services rise up within the last like 2 3 years, you know. So I don't think it's gonna be over anytime soon by any means.
Yeah. And I mean, making a little bit of an interesting comparison here, like, I would say that people are currently, without knowing, paying a subscription service for a lot of these single games that they've already gotten for free or that they paid for that are live service games.
Mhm.
Because now we have things like seasons, where Rainbow Six Siege, you know, you buy the New Year pass, and you are basically paying whatever $40, $60 a month the new season of Rainbow Six costs to get the operators for that year.
Yeah.
Without even realizing it, you already bought your copy of Rainbow Six Siege. You could play that copy of Rainbow Six Siege, but if you want that content that's continuing to come out, or those operators that are continuing to come out, then you pay your subscription every year to have access to those Rainbow Six characters.
From a marketing standpoint, that's actually like super genius though.
Yeah,
Like that's like a really like cool way of doing subscription services. Like it's just like there and you don't really know it. As long as they're not like trying to pull a fast one on you, I think that's okay.
yeah. And I mean, even more so with like the Battle Pass. Every
Yeah.
3 months, a new Battle Pass comes out. And you don't think about it, but you look at the Battle Pass and it's so cheap that you don't even think about the purchase that you're making because look at how many things you get out of it. Look at how much content you get out of it. Look at how much value you're getting for your purpose. And that's exactly what subscription things are designed to do to you. You know, they're
Yeah.
designed to make your brain go, look at how much I'm getting with my subscription. I think that we're definitely going to see gaming trend this direction. Maybe not direct subscriptions, but with the game passes, with the season passes, all that stuff. That is what I think the future of gaming is.
It's kind
Obviously,
of funny that you made that connection. Like it literally is just one step away from being a subscription service, and that step is like making it a reoccurring fee on a card, you know?
mm-hmm,
Like and most people, they have to buy it manually, but the automatic payment is like the one step that would make like a Fortnite battle pass a subscription service.
exactly.
That's interesting.
That is the only difference
Hot
between
take.
those two things. It really is. You know, they are designed to keep you coming back and getting value out of the game because you paid for it. You know, like people who pay the subscription. Like I paid my subscription to Final Fantasy for 1 month.
Mhm.
So because of that, every now and then when I have downtime, I'm like, let's play some Final Fantasy 14 because I
Makes
want to
you
get
think
my
about it.
value out of the subscription.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, it's the same thing with the battle pass. They're like, oh, we need to finish this battle pass so we can get all the skins because we paid for them. So now they want to log in and play the battle pass. Clown Tragedy said, doesn't Fortnite have a type of subscription thing now? I have no idea. I do not play Fortnite.
Yeah, I have no idea either.
I just know they had a battle pass. And one thing that I am, you know, have been kind of curious about, and I want to ask this to like the Smite people who are here as well, because I know a few people in my chat play Smite,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like games like Smite, games like League of Legends, you know, that don't currently have a subscription service per se, but do have a battle pass, you know. Um, I don't know if League of Legends does or not,
No.
but Smite definitely does. Would you pay a monthly fee to Smite to get, let's say, you know, 2, 3 skins to be able to choose from every, you know, couple of weeks? Something similar to that, something along those terms, you know? Because it's a game that you can already play the rest of the game for free. Would you pay $15 a month to every week get to pick like one skin? Let's say that. Or maybe every other week get to pay one skin. So I mean, essentially each skin is, you know, $7.50 a month if you're paying $15 for it.
Don't they kind of have like a thing that
They do
you
have
can?
chests,
Okay.
but
Oh,
I'm
is it
talking
chest?
about like just like a list comes up. It's the subscription list. They rotate a skin
Okay.
out every single week, you know, or like they rotate the list of skins every single week, and you just get to pick one. Chests right now, they're completely random. You roll. There's a list of items in the chest, but it's random which one you get. But for $15 a month, once every other week, you get to pick one item off of a curated list of items that swap.
Hmm.
I mean, they do
And
do
you
the
just get
weekly
it flat
deals
out
too.
free. It's
Yeah.
not like a deal or anything. Okay.
Well, I mean, not free. It's included in the sub.
Oh, and how much would the sub be?
15 a month.
5? 15? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't play Smite enough to like feel like I would have a good opinion on that.
So what about for like League of Legends players?
I don't like League enough to even. I guess it would be like kind of, if I played a lot of Smite and I played a lot of League and those were my games,
Yeah.
I'd probably be willing to spend money on them, because I already, like I played a lot of League and I've spent a lot of money on skins in League, and that sounds like it would save me a lot of money on skins in League.
Yeah. So I mean, like, but specifically like when you were playing League of Legends, did you buy skins at
Oh
all?
yeah,
You bought a
my
lot of
account.
skins.
Yeah, oh yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
Enough skins. Okay.
Enough. Yeah, enough of. I have a lot of skins. There's
S-
there's a
So
couple.
so speaking as someone who would have been down to buy the skins, obviously, okay with spending money on the game. Would you have subscribed to something like that back in the day?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely. In the heyday of me playing League, I would have been stoked, especially if there was a rotating thing and I got to choose and it wasn't just some like random throwaway skin. That'd be cool.
Yeah, because that's something that we see a lot in like MMO games specifically is like a monthly like pass thing or whatever. Like premium is what they call it for the most part in games that are free to play and then have a paid option on top of that every month. For games that don't want to go the full sub MMO route and want some of the game to be free, is they'll do like they'll give you a little bit of currency and they'll give you a couple of items every month, and then usually like some kind of XP or gold bonus.
Yeah.
If Smite had a subscription service, like looking at what it could potentially be like, and this is a MOBA game. They release new skins all the time, content updates, new items, new characters, all that stuff. I mean, they already have the God Pass, which gives you every character that's ever been released and every character that will be released. So we don't have to unlock characters or pay for more, as long as you have the God Pass. It's a one-time purchase. So on top of that, I mean, it would have to be a situation where there's like account boosters that increase how fast you get XP and, worshippers, which is like the mastery ranks, because it's a
Yeah.
game about gods and all that stuff. And then like I guess favor on top of that, like that would be what I
Yeah.
would be thinking for a game like that specifically. But I think it
Throw
gets a
more
little
on top of
harder.
it, more than just the skins,
Yeah, a little
extra
something extra.
incentives. Yeah. I think that would be cool too.
I mean, I don't know enough about League of Legends to say like how it would work in a situation like that, but Smite, I could
Have
see it happening.
have you seen what they did? It's kind of not really new anymore, but it still feels new to me. The whole like chest thing where you have to get key fragments and then build a key and then you open the chest with a key. It's like a weird like crafting slash reward system
In which game?
in League.
I have not seen that.
it, it it's strange, but it's like kind of cool. Cuz I remember the days where you didn't have that, and it's actually pretty interesting way of doing it. So when you open a chest, you'll get like a skin shard, I think they're called,
Mhm.
and you have to use essence to unlock the skin. So you don't just automatically get it. You kind of still have to put currency into it,
Yeah,
but then you play more League to get that currency, so it kind of
encourages you to
evens
play the
itself
game more.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gotcha. So Sir Wiggles said I would pay for it in relation to the Smite thing. I'm guessing, but I have a problem. And what's your problem, Sir Wiggles? And then also, Clown said I remember seeing something about a monthly subscription that gives you currency and skins in Fortnite. That's new. And if that pops off, I don't know how I would feel about that in battle royale games and Smite. Yeah, same.
I
I,
don't know
I wouldn't
about
be
that.
crazy about it personally.
Yeah.
Like I I don't want to see subscriptions in games like these. I think the battle pass is as far as we can go without it getting kind of gross, you know? Like
Yeah.
without it getting borderline exploitative. Because if the subscription to a game like Smite were to happen, and it were to give you account bonuses and like free skins and all that stuff, especially skins that you can pick from when there's so much stuff in the game that's locked behind chests right now that are all just RNG rolls where you have to spend like $100 to be guaranteed something that you want, you know like that would almost be mandatory to have that subscription if you want an easier way to get specific skins, and that would kind of suck, but it would be a different
Don't
way
exploit us, please.
than paying $100 to have a chance at skins.
Yeah,
So like on the one
true.
hand it's better, but on the other hand it feels bad when things like that start to get mandatory. It really
Yeah,
does.
definitely.
um I've spent way too much on Smite. So for someone that spent so much on Smite, would you feel almost like, or even you, Devin, as someone who spent so much
Yeah.
on League of Legends, would you feel almost betrayed if something came out as a subscription that was a better deal that gave people what you spent all the money on?
Hell yeah. I'd be like, man, where was this when I spent however insert amount of money here on your game? Like, they better give me some type of compensation for every skin I've got, like like maybe in-game currency back, like maybe not even equivalent to the skin price, like half of it or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
I would feel like I would need something back after that.
yeah.
It'd piss me off. I
Thunder
put a lot of
also,
money into League.
yeah, no kidding. Same with Smite for me. Thunder also said Rocket League is the same way, you get blueprints and use credits. Got you.
Yeah.
Um, so like for me personally, like speaking specifically to Smite, one thing that's kind of interesting to me. Oh, Bog said two nerds talking about nerd stuff. Freaking nerds, welcome in, fellow nerd. Um,
What up, nerd?
but like, I look at Smite, and someone came into my chat the other day while I was playing Smite and was like, "Man, I'm burnt that I can't get the Ninja Turtle skins and Avatar skins anymore." As someone who just started playing, I wish that there was a way to get these skins still. And it was like, well, that was a marketing tactic to get people to play the game right then. You know,
You missed your shot.
like I understand wanting those skins, I really do, because I wanted those skins, and when I wanted those skins, I played Smite and I got those skins.
Yeah,
I
and
came
now
back
you
to Smite
feel
for those skins. You know,
it makes that skin feel that much more special too. I like that exclusive stuff personally.
same. I'm a fan of exclusive stuff. It sucks when I don't have it, but at the same time, it's kind of cool to see other people with it in game. There's
Yeah.
one skin called Poolsidon, and you had to give like a few $100s to charity back like early on in the game. And it's the god Poseidon in a pool party skin. I mean, he's got like a pool noodle for his trident. He wears like a floaty, like a rubber duck floaty around him. And when he ults, it summons up a huge rubber duck instead of a kraken for his ultimate. And
That's a hard flex.
the skin's incredible. It's so good, but you can't get it anymore. It's never going to be available
Like
again.
it's also just like such a good cause. Like you look at that and you're like, yes,
Yeah,
this man he contributed. You know,
yeah, it's
that's
fantastic. It
cool.
really is. It's a really good skin, and I love it. But I don't want that to be available again in the future. You know,
Right.
it was from that time, and it's
That's what
okay.
makes it cool,
Yeah,
almost. Like, because if that skin had come out now, it might still be cool, but it would be like everyone would have it, and it would just be like a pool party Poseidon skin. Like, wouldn't have that extra value to it.
there would be a Poseidon in every single game, and they'd all be using that skin. Very true.
Yeah.
So, realistically, I mean, what would be a price you would pay for what we talked about, a game subscription bundle that is literally all of the current gaming subscription services just munched into one? How much do you think would be a fair price for something like that? Because that's something that we talked about that we both kind of wished would happen, was that a lot more of these game subscription services would kind of come together and bridge together.
Yeah.
I mean, how expensive do you think this would get to just have all of these services in one?
Man, I mean, I ideally I feel like it would be really cool, for example, if Amazon did it, because I feel like they're the most likely candidate.
Yeah,
Like, you do a 120 for Prime right now for a year. I don't know, maybe throw like another 60 on it. Maybe.
$60 a year?
No, like an extra 60 to the 120 you're already paying for Prime. So like 180 a year.
Man, I think that's a hard sell. I think
Yeah,
that's
I
a
do
very
too.
hard sell.
And I
But I
think
mean,
Amazon would do something like that too.
and And the more that I think about this, the more that I think having everything separated is probably better, just because of how expensive it would get. I mean,
Yeah,
having to pay that much money, because realistically, I mean, all of these subscription services, most of them are 10 to $15 a month individually. You know, for the amount
yeah.
for the amount of games that you would be getting. I mean, you can't tell me that they would be expecting you to pay less than $30 a month, honestly,
That's yeah. That's what
for
I'm.
how much
I
you're getting.
at least $60. On top of whatever it is.
Yeah. And I mean, if they didn't have the option to separate it down based on what kind of games you want to play, I feel like the price would just be too high for anybody to ever subscribe to something like that. I think it would legitimately have to be $60 a month, and you can play any game in the library,
That would be crazy.
you know? But if
That would
it,
be insane.
because I mean, we're talking about new Ubisoft games on release. That's currently what's in, the Uplay Plus, Ubisoft, whatever it is, whatever they call it right now. You know, we're talking about every single one of those games on day one. If you have the EA Plus subscription too, or the EA Premium, EA Play Premium, whatever they call it now, that's the EA games on day one. Xbox Game Pass for PC, or Game Pass Ultimate, or Xbox Live Ultimate, whatever it is that they're calling it now. All the Xbox games on day one. I feel like that would be
I'd pay
bordering,
for it.
yeah, that'd be bordering on worth $60 a month.
Yeah,
You know,
that's insane. And then
like,
I can get badgered about not buying that
yeah,
instead
no
of
kidding.
Game Pass. Yeah,
And then you can force yourself to not buy that too, and it'd be
yeah.
perfect.
Save myself $60 a month.
Yeah, dude. I mean, realistically, I think that would be the best timeline that we could live in. Like, and with the
Might see it.
yeah, we might see it. I mean,
We don't know yet.
seeing as how Microsoft is already including EA Play in Game Pass or in Game Pass Ultimate currently, and Game Pass for PC in the future, unless the deal falls through for some reason, I would say even more than Amazon being a likely candidate, Microsoft seems like a likely candidate
Yeah,
for this. They have the money too. I mean, it's not Amazon money, but that's some Microsoft money,
but
and
yeah,
Microsoft
that's
has money. I mean,
Microsoft got that good money.
they just bought, but they just bought ZeniMax, which includes
Hmm.
Bethesda. That is a fat purchase.
Woo.
So we know they have the capital to do something like that. Do you think they take it farther?
I think that Microsoft would it would be in better hands if it went to Microsoft.
Same.
And I think if something like that was in the works, then it would be like talked about or heard about, and it would probably turn into some type of weird race. And then I don't know. I think it. The more I think about it, the more I feel like it's just doomed to inevitably be split up the way it is now. Like, as cool as the combo would be,
Yeah,
I think it just makes the most sense. Like it, because everybody would want to be the one who does the combo.
most definitely. And Zimli said EA Pass is struggling. They only charge $1 per month. That's $1 for your first month. It's a promotion that's going on currently on Steam and potentially on EA as well. But that's not what it typically is, and it's only for the first month. So to probably try to get more people to try it out, I would guess. But I don't think it's struggling. I mean, $5 a month is super cheap. It's been that price for a long time, and it's been a pretty popular thing since it's been out, I think. So, all right, man. Well, this was kind of an
Wow.
interesting thing to talk about. I mean, it was something that we brought up, I think, a couple of episodes as a potential topic.
Yeah.
And we've been kind of mentioning it and like dancing around it in a few episodes for a while, but subscriptions in gaming, I think, is something that's going to stick around and probably get bigger. I mean, whether they realize it or not, either by way of a battle pass or a season pass or the sub itself. And I'm curious to see where it
Yeah.
goes.
I'm too. I think that there's a bright future for it too. I don't see it being some like dead end thing unless they really butcher it with greed,
Yeah,
which is possible. But guess we just have to wait and find out.
no kidding. All right, man. So if anyone wants to find more of you and your content, where can they find you at, Devin?
You can find me with this name right here below, Devin Kronk. That's my Twitch channel. Also under that is my Twitter, Devin Kronk with 2Ks. And on my Twitter bio, there is a link where you can find all of my other links. It'll take you to everything. How about you, Vince?
For anyone who wants more of me and my content, twitch.tv/justvince. You guys are watching it on the channel if you're here live with us, or you can catch me on Twitter at Vince0094, Twitch Just Vince on TikTok, and Just Vince on YouTube. And those are all of my links. Pog, indeed.
And as always, I will put them in the description for the YouTube video. So if you're listening from anywhere, you can head over to the YouTube channel, check it out, maybe drop a sub, and all the links will be there for you.
Perfect. Also, if anyone wants to be a guest on the show who's currently listening, watching any of that good stuff, feel free to follow the link right there in the Twitch chat for your application. It's want to be a guest on the show right there. Also, the link will be included in the YouTube description as well for anyone who is watching later and wants to check it out. Be sure to go on there and click on that if you want to be on the show and you're interested in being part of this. We'd love to have you on here and get your name in front of a different audience. Also, there's our links to our socials right there in the chat. Feel free to click on those. And if you want to be on the show, send us an email. Send us anything that you want to tell us. Compliments, criticisms, things that you're thinking, thoughts about our last episode, all that good stuff. Send it to gamingtonic1@gmail.com. We want to hear from you guys. We would love to.
Bring it, please.
All right. Also, just a heads up, for anyone who's here right now, we are going to be playing Valheim later tonight.
Yeah.
It is my first time ever playing Valheim. Is it your first time too, Devin?
It is my first time, completely blind, and never even seen anything.
Excellent. So, later tonight, we're going to be playing Valheim for the first time ever with Shoria, who is going to be our guest on next week's show as well. Another streamer, very good guy. He's been in the community for a very long time. We've rated him before. So, be sure to show him some love. And we're going to be doing that at 7 p.m. Pacific time for Valheim.
So about 3.5 hours, right?
2.5 hours.
2.5. I am good at math.
Easy math. The quickest math. 2.5 hours from right now, we'll be playing Valheim. So guys, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate everyone who came out to the live show. All of our listeners, we appreciate you too. Hopefully you have a fantastic week and take care of yourself. Thank you so much for being here, guys.
Have a good one.